Hi, my name is Hervé and welcome to my Sickled cells. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself and then we can get into why I actually started this channel afterwards. So I am a 25-year-old sickle cell disease warrior. I've been a warrior my whole life. I was diagnosed pretty much straight from birth. My parents noticed very early on that I was a little bit more colicky than the other kids were and just struggled with some things, and they were able to get me tested and I was confirmed having sickle cell disease. Those of you who don't know what sickle cell disease is, it is an autosomal recessive disease. It's pretty much characterized, this is just my quick explanation, I'm not a doctor, but this illness is characterized by having sickled shaped cells. These cells are stickier than your regular oval ones that can bend and twist and turn and do all the things they need to do to squeeze and get your oxygen rich blood to whatever cell they're going to. But these ones are sticky, rigid, they scrape your veins, they scrape your arteries, they get stuck, they clot, and they cause problems. So essentially I have that. I'm trying not to let sickle cells hold me back. I was able to finish high school, complete a university degree, and I'm working in my field as a nurse, and I work in the neonatal intensive care unit with my little babies, and I love every second of it. But yes, that's a little bit about me. So I actually started this channel because I found that when I knew something was different about me. Didn't know what it was, but I knew something was different. Eventually my parents came on and told me it was sickle cell disease. They didn't tell me until I was probably about 12. I knew I would have to have special notes to get exempt from gym classes and things like that, but I didn't really understand why. So eventually as I got older and I was asking more and more questions, they told me what it was and I went straight to Dr. Google, as anyone else would. And that was probably one of the scariest days of my life. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting to see some of the information that I saw. At the time, the life expectancy was saying anywhere from like 14 to 15, and at the time I believe I was 12 to 14. I literally believed that I had 1 to 2 years left to live. I remember telling my older sister that I needed to make a bucket list, and I wanted to go to Universal Studios, I wanted to go to Disneyland, I needed to see this family member, I had to do all these things. I have two older siblings and neither of them have sickle cell disease. My sister doesn't have the trait and my brother does have the trait, and I ended up with the actual illness, and so I found it hard because no one really in my household knew exactly what I was going through. They tried their best to empathize with me, but it's really not the same. And at that time I wished I could just go on YouTube and find someone who was my age or older, maybe doing things that I'd want to do, and I could ask them just for some advice based on their personal experiences. So really that's why I'm here, because sickle cells has pushed me out of my comfort zone to make this YouTube channel and to hopefully reach some other people who could have been in my position or are currently in my position right now. And I would love to meet every one of you, and I hope that eventually we can build just a stronger and stronger community to keep pushing sickle cell disease more into the forefront of people's brains. Right? No one wants to go to the emergency room and everyone looks at you like you're drug seeking. No. We need to make some real progress. The more we get out there, the more we communicate with each other, the more community we have, the more we can just better protect ourselves against what's out there. Protect ourselves against people not really understanding. We need to know as much as we can. We need to do as much as we can for ourselves. So yeah, that's essentially why I started this channel, and I hope you guys tune in. I'll have lots of different videos. I can go into talking about different medications because I've taken a lot of medications over the years, on some, off some, back and forth. I get red cell exchanges, I've had surgeries, so there's lots to see, and I hope to show you guys all of it as we go along on this wild ride together.